rested and woken up? Because I think Casimir was laying out some healing spells because he was going to sleep and recover.
Yeah, I think that was a plan. I did the healing already.
So would we be looking at? We're now at morning time.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is a tropical environment as far as weather goes. Warm, hot.
Warm, hot, humid. Go into the woods. It's wet.
Just the kind of environment you want to be near a stinky dwarf.
Cool. I can smell your ass from here.
Did we lose one biology?
I gave him the boot.
Did you say you gave him the boot?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't catch any of that. I just noticed that he wasn't here.
Yeah, I Josh sent me some stuff to read over, and nope, okay. He wasn't gonna have any fun in this game.
Okay.
And cause problems in the meantime.
We are a pretty laid back crew, aren't we?
Yeah. And the party just gelled together, but I got a funny feeling he would have caused problems trying to rules lawyer and argument and interpret. He's been known to do that, so nope.
Oh yeah. I remember being a DM and having some bad players where they would create their characters and they would just make their name would be Killer Number 10 because it was. You'd realize that this person is not going to fit into the party at all. They're just there to cause trouble.
Lola looked at him and said, "Do you got Killer Number 11 ready?" Splat. Now, create a character, put some thought behind it within these guidelines. If not, toodaloo, bye-bye. This table's not for you.
Which it always surprises me when DMs allow people to bring their characters in from other worlds with all their equipment and.
Oh yeah.
I go over them if they decide to. I go over them and say, "Nope, you can't have this. You can't have that. This won't work. This won't work." Something along those lines tend to get nerfed. And, well, my other DM. Well, this ain't your other DM's game. This is my game.
Yeah. Usually I nerf anything that has to do with extraplanar travel. Because I don't want to run Planescape and my campaign at the same time.
I usually just wouldn't allow any characters from outside games in and just make them recreate one. So, our next point of travel will be in the direction of a temple to bring our precious stones to?
Well, again, there's an altar in the clearing with three indentations inside facing the double doors, which are closed.
All right, we should probably check out these doors and check for traps around these altars, unless we've already done that already.
Well, there's only the one central altar in this area. And just to refresh, I'll read the description.
You ready to do some searching for traps, Jer?
Oh, yes. Always.
Majestic twin doors shining silver tower 100 feet into an archway. They are each 30 feet wide and have no markings, handles, or hinges. From 10-foot wide openings on either side of the doors, 75-foot waterfalls cascade down into pools from which flow rivers. In front of the doors, there is a platform made of a strange, polished blue-gray stone. A small altar stands on the platform, 50 feet in front of the doors. It has three oddly shaped holes carved into the side facing the doors.
Three oddly shaped holes, you said?
Yes.
I shall check the altar for traps. Oh my.
Search each one of its holes.
They're like indentations, carved sockets.
Trying to make a dirty joke, but I couldn't think of one.
All the better.
Now, do these holes look like they might be? I think we might have asked this the last round, but are they approximately the size of the stones that we're carrying, the gems?
Slightly larger than three of them.
Who is in possession of those gems right now? I had one a long time back, but I don't know if I still have it.
I don't remember. I think I might have had one at one point, but I don't know.
Yeah, I had one too.
Well, since the other guy's not here, we could probably assume that he gave them to me. And since I'm searching for traps around the altar, I should probably figure out which ones to put in. I shall isolate the three that look like they might fit in. After searching for traps, I'll slowly slide each one in. No particular order.
Just for the record, we are rested and healed, and spells are all topped up for everybody.
Right.
Okay.
And I shall give the remaining gems to Casimir, of course,
Okay.
before sliding them in. And I'll make sure everyone stand back about, 50 feet or so. 10 squares. And then, once I've finished, when I finished, inspecting for traps, if I find any, I'll roll to remove them.
Found
I found one?
nothing.
Nothing. Okay. And then those three gems, you said the hose was slightly larger than 3 of them. I'll isolate those 3, slide them in. No particular order.
And as you do, there is a brief flash. And the doors are still closed.
Oh,
Have we tried the doors? Were they locked before? Are they maybe unlocked now?
They're still locked.
There was a flash of light.
Yeah, as Jer entered the 3 gems that would fit the sockets in the altar, as he did so, they briefly gave off a dim light. Just a little brief flash. Nothing too bright, nothing too blinding. As if something has been activated, but from what you can tell, you're not sure what that was.
kind of like in a dark room when you get a notification on your iPhone. It lights up and then fades away. Yeah.
And the altar is 50 feet from the doors.
Correct.
Would it be possible to get in to search behind the waterfalls without being washed away, or is the current super strong?
The wall is smooth and damp, so it would be difficult with climbing aids to climb up them. The waterfall is 75 feet tall.
I'm just thinking the age-old waterfall concealing a cave entrance point.
You probably wouldn't want to attempt that one unless you were a thief.
Even the thief would have some penalties.
Oh, yeah. Yep, definitely.
Again, the walls seem to be like a slick marble, and if you even and so wet that the conditions would even be treacherous.
Yeah. Smooth, wet marble.
Is there a possibility there might be a cave or opening behind the flowing water?
Not that you can tell. It's got to be coming from somewhere.
You could try flying in. Can't someone fly?
Yeah, Casimir can fly.
I can, yep, if that's the right choice here.
He would be flying into running water and then checking to see if there would be a space behind the running water.
I think.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that. Yeah, I want a couple of things. Yeah, the flying's not unlimited, but if I just use it in short burst, I should have plenty. And then if the falling water is going to push me down, so I'm going to start off high, very high, so the water doesn't smash me into the bottom. And then as I go through, I'll get pushed down a little bit and go past the water, ideally.
Or since the fly spell gives you maneuverability class A, which means you can fly straight upwards, you could go to the bottom of the waterfall and start flying from there. Straight upwards against the current of the waterfall. It might be a little safer that way.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I could try that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll walk up to I'll fly up to the bottom of the waterfall, and then as I get into it, start flying up to see if I can get through the other side of it. Up and a little bit forward.
That's an interesting point, though. Flying against the current of water, how much force do you, or do you have as a flying object against water?
I don't know.
It would probably depend on the speed, because you'll doesn't flying give you like speed of 24, and then whatever the DM would say the speed of the water is, you could probably find the difference that way. But that's GM fiat.
Yeah.
I'll figure out my fly speed in a second here.
You may as well get out some shampoo and conditioner as well.
Real world physics, let's not get too hyper realistic.
Doesn't say the speed. I'll have to see if I can look it up. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, like I said, let's not get too hyper realistic. And just say for SMGs that you are able to do that.
Sounds good. Do I see anything like a cave on the other side?
It's kind of great. So the water's actually flowing through a grate. And you see what seems to be maybe a marsh on the other side of it.
Okay, so up at this grate, is there any way to move it or open it, or am I stuck on my side of it?
Yeah, so if you look on the map that I got up, Area 6, it's part of it's been whoever crafted or called into being this area made sure that the grate was solidly built and there's probably no way to bypass it.
Right. This isn't looking good. I'm going to fly back.
Okay, yeah, I can see the marshy area there in the map now.
Yeah, and so it's letting water through, but it's a grate and we won't be able to get through. No way to open it.
Ben Bar's lift gate, maybe. Anyone super strong here?
I got a 16.
Same.
And my Ben Bar's lift gates is probably lower than that.
Okay, I'm going to go fly back in there and try to bend them. It's not a good chance, but it's something.
Yeah, mine's only 10.
I know one will do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a 10% chance. Should I roll that?
If you want, go ahead.
Ooh.
Not even close.
Nah, you can definitely try to bend them, and you feel the strain in your shoulders and your arms. You almost feel like you're pulling. You might kept it up. You would have probably pulled or hit tear something. This grate is basically crosshatched,
Oh.
so sort of like an old time sewer grate.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
So should we be trying different combinations of stones in the 3 holes to see if we can maybe reach the right combination?
Hmm. Didn't the stones when I put them in didn't it open the door?
No, it stayed locked.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's something happened. It activated something, but we don't know what. And yeah, door was locked before, and it's still locked.
Hmm.
So with 3 objects, I guess there's only 3 possible combinations, right?
You've got 5 gems.
Oh, 5 gems, right. So we've got 15 possible combinations.
More than that.
Uh,
Are any of our stones in groups of 3 that are similar?
The black sapphire, the quartz, and the ruby that that can emanate light, a very bright light. All seem to be of the same size and shape,
ah.
softball size.
And are those the ones that I put into the holes?
Sure, why not?
Uh, but probably in the wrong combo.
Yeah, if we've got to look at the order, if the order is important, and those are the 3 right stones, you still have 6
3.
combinations, I think.
Oh, my basic math is failing me. Is it 3 or 6 combinations of 3 items?
I think
It's
it's 6 because it's 3 times 2 times 1, right?
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. So it is 6.
And then if you've got 2 more stones in reserve, that complicates things, but I think we've eliminated those.
Yeah, these 3 fit. So what do you think? You want to start swapping stones around and see what happens?
Sure. I think
Yeah.
any one of our characters is probably smart enough. Well, mine's probably not smart enough to remember I different combinations. I could role play it. I don't remember
Well,
which gems.
I've got wisdom. Maybe that'll help me figure it out to remember which combos and that.
I could I could try, or I could role play it. I can't remember the stones we have. There was a ruby, a black gem,
Yeah, black star sapphire,
okay, and then
a star ruby,
yeah,
a
star ruby.
star crystal quartz.
Okay, quartz. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with the ruby. I'm going to put the ruby in the file. Are they lined up like 3 in a line?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
horizontal. They're right next to each other, left to
Okay.
right.
So I'm going to put the ruby in the far left, and then the black one in the middle, and the quartz on the right.
There again, there's that brief little sparkle from the gems.
Okay. Now I'm going to pull out the black and the quartz and swap them so it goes ruby, quartz, black.
Same thing happens.
Okay. Now I'm going to pull out the ruby and the quartz and swap them so it goes quartz, ruby, black.
A little bit of a snug fit, but again, same thing.
Okay.
You put the stone in, it briefly gives a little glow, which dissipates.
Okay. Then I'm going to swap. Let's see, it goes quartz, ruby, black. So swap the ruby and the black, so it goes quartz, black, ruby.
Okay.
Anything different?
Nope.
Okay. Then I'm going to swap the quartz and the black, so it goes black, quartz, ruby.
And the same thing.
And then swap the last two, so it goes black, ruby, quartz.
Same thing. So you
So
know
that's all
those
6.
stones, it doesn't matter how they're placed, and they'll just briefly light up, briefly glow, and then fade. There's got to be something else that you don't have, or don't know about, that would trigger the lock mechanism.
You said it's an altar, right?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe we just put the 3 stones in any order and then set something on the altar. Like, maybe one of us.
Yeah, what else do we have to set on the altar? Other gems that we're not using.
Yeah, I'll try one of the other gems. Just a random one of the 2, I guess. You want me to roll a d2?
Nah. We'll just say just choose one of the 2.
Okay.
Yeah, just pick one.
Set it on the altar. Anything happen? Mark?
No, nothing happened.
Oh, okay. I'm going to give the stone back to Casimir, and suddenly and surprisingly, jump onto the altar and lay down upon it.
What you expect does not happen.
Damn it. Sorry, gents, I was going to sacrifice my life for yours.
That's a good thought, so thanks, but glad it didn't kill you.
Well,
Now what?
I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, me too.
Haven't we put weapons on altars before and it did something weird?
I got lots of weapons. Let me see which one I'm willing to put up with here.
I've got the longsword +1/+3 versus undead, which is usually useless. Because a lot of undead only takes half damage from slashing.
Can we
So
think?
don't
Can we
get
think?
rid of that.
Are there any objects of importance that we might think that we're missing at this point? Like, have we missed a section of this area that might contain something? Maybe we should search this whole area.
Yeah, we haven't explored the actual points of interest on the map. Like that little cabin near the 7.
Yeah.
Or the obelisk near the 1, or the little hut near the 8. We've not gone there that I know of.
No, we haven't. So let's maybe do that. Let's go on an expedition. Now that we know where this is,
Shall we
of course, we'll
start?
take our gems with us, of course.
Oh yeah. Shall we start with the 7 since it's the closest?
Yeah.
Before we run off, I've got kopashes and scimitars all over the place. So let's just take a kopash and lay it on the altar and see what if that weapon idea makes any difference before we pull the gems out.
Okay, good idea.
So it's a kopash +1/+3 versus regenerating creatures.
Oh. Devils, vampires, demons.
As long as they regenerate.
Yeah.
So, Mark, does that do anything?
Nothing happens.
Right. Taking my Kopesh back. Let's go look for stuff.
Okay. Shall we start with the little cabin near the 7 on the west side? Since we don't have to go through the central village to get there. Or to the 8 from there.
Yeah. It's like you can probably go through. There's a trail from the the gates of the Grand All to down to 7.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a path. Well, yeah. Then you can go right through and down to 8.
We just have to, yeah, hop the river. And there's like a, not so much a path as like a meadow or something in between bits of forest.
It's about
Like 200 feet across or something. However large the hexes are.
yeah. They're 200 feet.
Yeah. Go like this, 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 and this.
I'm not sure what the scale is on this map, but I'm just going to use what's on the grid map.
I could probably lock in the map to the grid map if you want me to.
Yeah, get distorted and blurry. Because you would have to actually enlarge this map to fit the grid in Roll 20.
Yeah. Fortunately, it looks like it's only like maybe 30. I'd say about 50 grid wide, something like that on the hexes. So it wouldn't be too huge.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the clarity.
Okay.
Um, you know how sometimes you'll lose the focus on the map when it happens. So going to area 7. In a small clearing in the trees, there's a small, well-built log hut.
Does it look like it's occupied? Like, is there any smoke coming from the chimney? Or is there any voices coming from inside? Or
Nothing
smells of cooking food or anything?
that you can hear, nothing you can smell, but it does seem that there has been signs of occupation.
Okay. Is the front door open or closed?
This is one of those tropical hut type of deals. Got a flap for it or a curtain for a door.
Oh, okay, and you just like push your way through.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's always closed unless there's someone standing in the doorway. Gotcha.
Yeah. Open or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to like just uh move silently up to the front door and see if I can like, are there any windows or openings other than the door? Like
There
maybe.
are openings in the wall that act as windows.
Okay. How about spaces betwixt the the logs or whatever it's made of? Like intercostal
Yeah, I mean, nothing that you'd be able to slide into. This seems like it's been.
Okay. I want to peek in to one of the windows if I'm tall enough. I know I'm an elf. I don't know how tall elves are.
Actually, you're looking at this, and you're on the building itself is on stilts.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Like
So,
most of the buildings that you've seen so far, that they've all been on stilts to basically alleviate from any flooding from like the occasional monsoon
yeah.
that
Ok-
occurs in a setting in a environment like this.
So there's probably a ladder leading up to it.
So yeah.
Yeah. And then the stilts are what, like 10, 20 feet tall or what?
No, they're about 4 or 5 feet.
Okay, no, so it's like a dock rather than like being tree height.
Well, yeah, just something like I don't know. Maybe you would see in a tropical forest village
Yeah.
that deals with the um, alluvial rains that turn their town into like a little swamp every year.
So I could probably just hop myself up onto the porch from ground level even without using a ladder.
Yeah, if you were able to jump up, you'd be able to grab it. As
Okay.
it's just your head height.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I want to yes, move silently towards it. Probably without using any of these steps or ladders or anything, just in case they're booby trapped, because that would be a really good way of alerting people inside the house, like tying a bell to a loose
Right.
floorboard or something. So I just want to hop, onto my belly, on the porch, and just
Okay.
crawl up to the cabin while moving silently, and look for some kind of space between the logs if I can, and if not, then through a window and listen and look for any light or movement.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're able to jump up, pull yourself up onto the porch, low crawl, belly crawl, whatever you want to call it, to an opening, maybe about an inch and a half wide, between the wood logs. Take a look inside. There does seem signs of habitation, but there's nothing about.
No one inside. Okay. I'm gonna wave the rest of the party up. Like, come on, it's safe. And I'll push my way in through the door.
Good. I'll walk up and stop.
Yeah, so you go in. There's a central fire pit on the floor, um, area for like cooking and whatnot. Hammocks strung, one on each, one on two, one on one wall, one on another of three walls without the opening. Um,
Are there any
bits of
pillows?
arm. Was it?
Are there any
Uh,
pillows about?
no, not really. Looks
Okay.
like there's an adventurers, two adventurers packs,
Ah,
that are being used as such.
okay. Sorry for interrupting. I think you were about to describe something.
Yeah, there's like bits of armor, bits of adventuring gear about like a whetstone, dagger. Um,
Um,
And this is all just laying about.
yes.
anything peculiar about the dagger? Like, you know how some cultures in the real world you can kind of tell where daggers came from depending on like the shape of the blade or what the blade is
It's all-
made of. Things like that.
It's like a jambaya.
Oh, a jambia. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Middle East dagger knife thing.
Would fit considering where it is taking place.
Yeah. Okay. So you said it looks like they're using their packs as pillows.
Yes.
So I'm going to smell the actual pillows to see if there are signs of like people recently resting on it. You know, if you can in real life smell someone's pillow, you can kind of almost smell whether or not they've been there in the last 24 hours. Unless it's like brand new clean.
Oh no, this does smell like
Greasy hair.
women scent, and the other one has a fungal scent to it.
Wasn't there one of the player characters that was somehow linked to funguses? One of the player characters that was about to join us. Casimir.
But he's
Yeah. I'm guessing that has something to do with one of those player characters. Um. Well, guys, you think we should move on, or do you want to keep searching? Daga, Casimir?
I'm thinking move on.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we should move on to the that hut thing at 8.
It does look like a mysterious hut out there in the middle of nowhere.
actually no. Both these backpacks have human scent on them, not fungal.
Okay. Like greasy hair, bad breath.
One's most like incense, of various types, enough to make your nose itch.
Mm.
And looking about, you do see that in one section there does seem to be a small portable alchemical magical lab set up.
Huh. Magic lab.
No, we're not talking about Mr. Peabody.
No. Like a research lab for spell research.
Along those lines, yes.
Yeah. But no library, though. Hmm. I wonder if that's a magical item. Like a portable um lab
Portable hole.
a portable laboratory laboratory yes, laboratory.
A lavatory, a portable lavatory.
Laboratory.
Muriel looks up and goes, "No, I mean, it is a portable laboratory, but not arcane
Hmm.
in nature. I mean, it's not a magical.
Magical item.
Right.
Okay. We'd probably need an entire elephant to transport that. Or at the very least, a couple of mules.
No, I mean, the beakers are small enough, less than about a cup. Um, just not. There's not a full scale lab. I mean,
Hmm.
a burner.
Like it might fit into a rucksack.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Very nice.
I mean, there are a couple small cases next to them that have that are open, and inside there are cushioned interiors with indentations for the various glassworks.
Dogger, aren't you a wizard?
No, I wish I was.
Oh.
I'm but a lowly axe swinging fighter.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought your avatar. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're fight. You're a tank right now. All right.
Yeah.
I forgot to switch my avatar. There we go. I wonder if this would be useful to someone in our group in the future. Perhaps we could come back and grab it if someone were to need it later. Possibly, hopefully. Maybe?
Yep.
Well, gents, shall we move on to the hut at number 8?
Yes, let's
Yes,
do
please.
that.
And away we go!
It looks like a grass hut, the hole in its roof on the left-hand side.
Or possibly an entire building made of dookie.
Near the center of a large clearing stands a fort roughly 50 feet square. Its log walls are 10 feet tall and sharpened at the top like a palisade. There's only one door. Smoke can be seen rising out of the the compound inside the walls. The underbrush has all been carefully cleared away outside the walls for about 50 feet.
Oh, it's a culotte. Gotcha. Is the doorway like a big two-door gate thing?
Yeah, I think almost like a frontier fort.
Yeah. Okay. With yeah, palisade and all that. Any guards on the walls? Anyone manning the walls?
Yes, there is. You see from your vantage, uh, two men, one at each corner.
Ah, okay. And we've been here for a long time. The sun never goes down, right? Like it never gets dark.
It, you've noticed that there is a gradual change to the dome above
Yeah,
in terms of lighting
but
as
it
the hours pass.
but it never quite gets to like nighttime.
Um, it does to the point of like night of a full moon.
Okay. A bright, bright night, like a desert night. Okay. Uh. Um. I guess I'll go to an opposite corner where the two are equidistant from me. The two guards, so that I'm at the third corner if the compound were cut in half and in like a triangle shape. I would be at the apex, and they would be at the two supporting point of the triangle. And I would like to try to move silently towards that corner, observing the walls and seeing how they're like upright, like if they're latched together or driven into the ground, or a combination of both.
From what you can tell, it's the construction's very sturdy. The There does seem to be lashings at intervals along the length of the posts that form the palisade,
Hmm.
as well as the palisade being each stake being set in ground.
Hmm.
And it seems that the join that's been caulked or something with mud, clay, or something between each join of the where each log abuts each other.
Hmm.
And for you to be able to tell any closer, it looks like they were also nailed or spiked together.
Wow. Okay. Metal nails.
From what you can tell, yeah.
Okay. How far apart are the lashing?
Every 4 or 5 feet.
Okay. So would that count as abundant handholds?
Yeah. I mean, the posts themselves are not smooth
Mm-hmm.
bark or anything like that. I mean, it's a frontier fort.
Yeah. I want to try to like climb the palisade in the corner, opposite the two guards, like I described before, where I approach.
Right. So as you're going, yeah, but as you're going around the perimeter of the fort,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that at each corner of the fort there is a guard posted. From your
Oh.
initial vantage point, you only were able to see two.
Oh, okay, I understand. Okay. So I would have to go to the middle of one of the sides to be equidistant from two gods. And I would have to be very sneaky in order to get there. Hmm. As far as around as I've gotten, have I observed any part of the surrounding area where there might be debris or siege engine craters or like explosion craters or anything like that in the ground where I could use to hide in order to approach the wall?
Nothing along the lines of that.
Everything is just flat.
Yeah, it's just like 50 feet from the wall to the edge of the forest is like a kill zone.
Okay. Oh, and there are regular patrols going around?
There's 4 men. There's 4 men at each. There's 4 men on the walls, one at each corner.
Yeah.
The alarm was sounded. The walls could be manned pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And anything on that facing side would be probably pincushioned.
So I'm guessing, based on what I've observed so far, it looks like the best way in might be the middle of the side opposite of the gate. Because I'm assuming there would be more guards posted at the opening than at the opposite end.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, at least by one guard or so. Hopefully. Guys, should I sneak in and try to open a way for you to get in? Or should we just go on to the next location?
Or walk up to the gate and say, "Hey, let us in." I like that sneaking in part.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to try it, sure. You're practically invisible. I think you can probably sneak around in there.
Yeah, it's just getting up and over the wall while sneaking is the thing. Hopefully there are enough handholds and lashings on that side to get up the wall. Okay. Right. I want to, from the tree line, of course, sneak my way around to the side opposite the gate. And then between patrols, try to sneak my way up to the wall right in the center so that I'm equidistant from any guards on the wall.
Oh.
And I'd say once I get within
Thanks to your boots, thanks to your cloak, and just being a natural environment, you are practically invisible.
okay, and then I would like to try to climb the wall. How tall is the palisade?
50 feet.
50 feet. 5 checks. Okay, and then are the lashings on this side still approximately 4 feet apart to give me
4 feet
abundant.
apart horizontally. So every 4 foot section of wall, 4 or
Oh,
5 feet of the wall, there's a
right.
lash to either a crossbar or on the other side of it or something
Yeah.
like that.
What about vertically?
No, from what you can tell, now that you're up close and personal, again, the palisades have been caulked or stuffed with mud, or chinked with mud, clay, that sort of thing. And you do see nail heads, every 4 feet vertically.
Oh. Would you say that constituted abundant handholds or
These seem to be driven well enough into the wood
mm-hmm.
that they are almost sunk into it.
Find climbing category.
So if you ever pounded a decent sized spike into a series of 2x4s or whatnot, or 4x8s, and you got it down where it's just below flush with the wood, that's how these look.
Yeah. So the categories are abundant handholds such as brush, trees, and ledges. Rope and wall, which I don't have a rope and wall.
I will consider it rough.
Sloped inward, huh?
I will consider it rough. Like I said,
Rough.
the bowls have not been cleared of outer bark.
Yeah.
They've been trimmed branches and whatnot, but they haven't been cleared or planed to a smooth post.
So let's see. Surface conditions: slightly slippery, wet or crumbling, slippery, icy or slimy. The different races, different armors, sloped inward.
That rough category is something that was overlooked.
I don't see a rough category.
Like I said, it's one of those that were overlooked.
Is it a penalty to climb, or like
a
wet?
slight. It would give like a slight benefit. I would say maybe a. Maybe
The slightest
factor.
benefit. The slightest benefit on here is sloped inward, and it's plus 25%.
I give this maybe a plus 5%.
Okay.
Again, like it's climbing like a tree unaided.
Okay. So
Uh,
skill, climb
Cracking
walls,
the limbs.
plus 5. Okay. There's 10 feet. Plus 5. 20 feet. 30 feet.
Let's roll.
And I fail at 40.
And you're climbing unaided.
Yeah, but I didn't crit fail, so no falling, thank God.
But you do slip down about 10 feet.
It's just that I can't find a way up from where I'm at. So, I'm at 30 and can't find a way to get up to 40. And I'd have to try somewhere else on the wall.
You move vertically. Or, I mean, move horizontally and try.
Yeah, like some other point, at least. Or wait till I gain a level, which...
Which at these levels are going to be could be not too soon.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna climb back down, try to sneak back to the party,
Okay.
and be like, guys, I'm sorry, about 30 feet up, there's just this spot on the wall where there's nothing. No grips, no handholds, no lashings, no holes in the cock. Nothing. It's just flat. It's like they're fucking with me on purpose.
How rude.
I'll have to find some other spot some other time or something. Should we move on for now, or do you want to just try the front gate and blast our way in?
I'm thinking about blasting.
Hmm.
Or we could start out by walking up there and saying, hello, can you let us in, please?
Oh,
Yeah, we could come up with a story to go in, or Casimir could make up something incredible of why he has to go in.
like, oh yeah, we got a care package from your mum. Here it is. Do you want it?
I'm here to inspect your tapestries.
Special delivery.
Did you get your TPS reports yet?
This does seem to be some type of military fort. And you did meet or have an encounter with some military types. So you figure this might be the other group of people in the area.
Oh, these are possibly the opposing force of the people that we met.
Oh, interesting. We could offer them information about what their enemies are doing.
Yeah.
We don't have to tell them the truth, but we do have to make something that they'll buy.
We've got a layout of the village defenses.
Male prostitutes.
Jerry, you're the only one who's believable in that role. You know, because you're an elf.
Yeah. I could be either or. Male prostitute, female prostitute. What's the difference? We're talking about elves.
Yeah, if we offered, I don't know, to tell them something. We know the town's defenses. We could tell them that. We could, or we could tell them about, make something up about how the town people are coming together to attack the fortress, and we want to help them out by letting them know what's going on.
We have very important information for your commander, if you let us in.
Or, we want to, use your facilities and your inn. If you have one.
I got to look through my spells. I have stuff that works only on military units, so that might be handy here.
Oh, like, friends with lieutenant.
Something like, yeah, getting convincing units to boost their morale or lower their morale. I don't know, stuff like that. It's weird. Tome of Magic spells.
The Sphere
Oh.
of War.
Yeah, Sphere of War. For use in, battle system.
Going AFK for a moment here.
Say again?
He'll be away from keyboard.
Who is that?
Ash.
Oh.
And the gates are thrown wide open.
Huh. Shall we walk in?
Yes.
And in we shall go.
Okay, and as you approach, 4 men in battle dress, plate mail armor, various tabards of very all with a similar heraldic device on it. Um, the tabard being threadbare, almost antiquish.
Wow.
So colors faded and
Full of holes. Worn out. Dang.
frayed. Hard to make out what the device was, if there was any. But the armor itself is pristine.
Okay, I'm back.
The metal plates are the main plates of the armor are burnished to a sheen. Um, the the chainmail that you can see connecting the plates seems to be well oiled. You don't seem to find any type of rust or any type of corrosion on it. Uh, the leather working, um, the leather trappings and works are meticulous. Um, it's not cracked. It's not. Looks like it's been well oiled and that sort of thing. Well taken care of.
Hmm. We've gone in the front door, Daga. Right through the front gate. Greeted by soldiers. And I'm usually not the face, so
So Mark, what did we do that made them open up the gate? Was it based on our like promises of information, or did they just say, "Oh, you want to come visit us? Open up the gate."
The gate was open. You just didn't.
It was open. We walked in, and everything's cool.
Jared didn't realize that I was open, you guys.
oh, I didn't ask.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, never asked. Okay.
Okay, and we're in.
Yep.
I can engage in some fighter talk, talking about repelling small forces on a palisade, sharpening poles.
And I'll say, you remember that one time when we were doing all that stuff all at the same time on that one palisade, back at that one place. Remember, in that one wall, like 100 years ago, before anyone really knows the history.
And I'll definitely nod and back you up on everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, not you, Casimir.
Okay.
You weren't born yet.
Well, yeah, that's true.
This was your
When I was
grandfather's
but a
time.
wee dwarf, the palisades were twice as high as these.
And I was there, and I remember it all. I was your friend, even then.
Which is possible if you're an elf.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I think elves actually have a longer lifespan than dwarves, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, only
Yeah, a
by
lot.
a few hundred years, yeah. Dwarves still live pretty long, so.
So, who are these people of the fort?
You do remember hearing when you were with the other group of people, a group called the Palatine. Or the Palatine, sorry.
I think these are the Palatine. You know, like the good guys around here.
Hmm.
I'm glad we
I've
came
heard of
across.
them.
Yeah.
I've heard great stories of them.
Yes, many wonderful, valorous stories from times past until now. Yes.
So yeah, the ground in fort is hard packed dirt. There are several wooden huts with woven mat roofs in the compound. There is a thin ledge that runs around the inside of the wall with ladders in each corner. 4 men stand guard duty, one in each corner. And right now you can think there's maybe about 2 to 3 dozen men and women in here dressed in the same type of tabard, uh, same type of armor.
Does there seem to be a tavern among the
No.
huts?
What about a dining
There does-
facility or a class
Does,
stick?
there does seem to be a dining area, a larger tent that does seem to be like a mess hall type / chapel.
Have we met the leader of the compound?
Not yet. But as you do enter, you see one of the soldiers, palatine, whatever you want to call them, go running off. And within a few minutes, he returns with another gentleman. This man is wearing a chainmail, um, got a long sword on his left hip.
Eh,
Does he look like he may be the leader?
Seems to be, because the others seem to defer to him.
everyone wants to talk to him.
Well, I think we should probably introduce ourselves to this gentleman.
Go ahead, face.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Well met.
We come from afar, but we are
More,
friends.
more outside of this Garden of the Cursed.
Why do you call this the Garden of the Cursed?
My people and the others tend to believe in the guild all, or the grand all, I should say, um, will lead to heaven.
Well, we were wondering if we could use your inn. If you
Yeah.
if you have any, or barracks. If you could spare beds.
In exchange, we have information on the village which lies to the north, and also I can show you some armor smithing and weapon making that might interest you.
Okay. You're more than welcome here.
Thank you. We shall
But
try to not
there's
overstay our welcome.
no house of debauchery here.
Damn.
Oh, no, we were just looking for some place with beds where we could sleep. once we're tired?
Well, you can. We do have a couple of spare bedrolls in the compound.
Okay.
Well, Casimir, no house of debauchery. You're out of luck.
Okay, but what about a house of worship?
Or a place for a bath.
Because I try to keep the debauchery thing quiet, being a priest and all.
And I'm not really one for debacles. Or debacles.
Or debauchery.
That's right.
We're fully rested, or do you guys want to spend the night here and rest, or and just gather information and exchange information?
Perhaps stay for a few days. Gather some information. Perhaps someone here knows the proper thing to lay upon the you-know-what during the you-know-who, so that we can go you-know-where.
Yeah, worthwhile asking here. They seem friendly enough.
True enough. I'll also spend some time teaching them some using my secondary skills of armor and weapon blacksmithing. So I'll find the nearest blacksmith. We'll sleep. We'll stay the night, and the next day we'll mingle, share skills and information,
Yeah.
eat and drink, and lounge about, having many naps throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Only eating and drinking at meal times, of course. When everyone else goes in order to gather better information.
Right, unless snacks are offered in between, then
Betwixt, yes. Coffee and hot soup.
maybe the fact that we're sharing information as well as practical skills in armory and weaponsmithing, that they'll be very liberal with their information sharing with us.
Perhaps once developing some sort of rapport or rapport or rapport.
Mark, are they all human? I imagine they are, right?
Oddly enough, yes, they are. Each man and woman of them.
Okay, I'm not sure how they look at elves and dwarves, but I'm sure they'll treat Casimir with equal respect.
You're treated with both you and Jer are treated with respect, and you get a sense that these are more than just ordinary soldiery.
Maybe religious or a deity.
Right. These are more than the run of the mill men at arms slash soldiery. Um, like I said, even though the tabards are of antique origin, they're pretty much upkept to a high standard. I mean, yeah, they're patched, they're threadbare. Uh, the armor though is highly burnished. The individual plates that make up the plate armor itself, like the greaves, the vambraces, the pauldrons, the breastplate, highly burnished to a high shine, almost a mirror like shine. The chainmail that connects them are oiled. The leather accoutrements oiled. Um, flexible, that sort of thing. Not, I mean, the equipment is very well taken care of. Um, Everything seems to be run in a regimental way.
Oh. What tidbits of information do we glean from the
Well,
Paladinians?
The leader who introduces himself as Sir Percivalus, and he goes about about the history of the people here. When evil was brought into Martik, the great Palatine Serdaric brought the Palatine into the world above. The Gilder's evil stealies of the glories of the Grand All were then stopped by the Palatine. We must always watch the Gilders to stop their stealies. Someday the doors of Grandal will open, and the Gilders will flee from the glory of Grandal. The good will be released from Grandal and pour forth across the vast universe.
This is a prophecy. Yes?
Basically, it's what they. It's briefly a brief history, short synoptic history, and then what they hope to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So they've got a prophecy story that it's
Oh,
part of their mythology or their religion.
Almost similar to the Gilders of the other village.
Oh, the stories are similar.
Yes. But whereas the Gilders in their story were ones to read the glory when Grandal opens, the Palatine in their version would be the benefactors and the witnesses of when that happens.
Ah, okay. So we've got sort of a parallel here. Maybe this event is something that we're going to cause. Maybe we're fulfilling the prophecy, and we may be able to decide who the people that observe it are.
excuse me.
I mean, because we consider ourselves of such importance.
Well, I think we came in with the keys to go out.
Yeah, we may have those keys, definitely.
We just have to find out what goes on the, you know what, the final key. So, Sir Percivalus, what's supposed to happen for the gate to open so that the people can flee from the Grand Hall?
What would happen if we showed them our stones?
Oh, we don't want to do that.
They may want to try to take them like the other group.
Yes.
Yeah, we should probably investigate their prophecy more by asking what Jer is asking specifically.
Did Sir Percivalus have anything to say? What else in that question?
That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
Okay.
All he goes is that when Grand Hall opens, or the Grand Hall opens, something miraculous is supposed to happen.
The legends don't say anything about how the Grand Hall opened.
Just 3 stars, their names, and a holy name.
A holy name. What holy name?
I do not know.
Okay. I'm going to gather up Casimir
There-
and... Oh, go ahead.
There is an obelisk on the other side of the garden
Mhm.
that me or my followers have yet been able to decipher.
Ah. Yep. My friends and I should visit this obelisk. Thank you, Sir Percivalus. You've been quite helpful. I'm going to gather up Daga and Casimir. And,
Yep.
whisper and say, so Sir Percivalus says that the 3 stars must be, attached to the altar, and then some sort of holy name. I'm wondering if, there's supposed to be, one of the local priests or something is supposed to lie upon the altar and sacrifice their life, or be sacrificed by the people who want to leave. I'd rather not, for some reason, sacrifice Percivalus, if at all possible. Maybe one of the asshole priests from the village that stole from us, if we have a choice. But he also said that we should probably explore the obelisk, the one on the map, by the number 1. But there are 4 ones, 5 ones, 6 ones that I can see. So I mean this weird god tower looking obelisk that I'm pinging on the map here.
Yeah, it's just for the general clearings.
Yeah. But it looks like we'll have to pass through the village again in order to get there, unless we follow the river to the entrance from whence we came, and then cross the clearing there and go down the river, and then right at the Y intersection to pond number 3. The larger of ponds number 3, that is.
Sounds like a good plan.
Should we avoid the central village, if at all possible? Excuse me?
Yeah, I think that's probably wise.
Okay.
I mean, the best that me and Casimir can do to avoid it. I mean, you can easily avoid them, but we're kind of lumbering, armored, tree crashing people.
Yeah, I don't hide well.
Yeah. So, perhaps we'll go to the stream, follow it northwards-ish, towards the entrance, cross the meadow there, go south on the other river, take the right at the Y intersection to the largest of the 3 ponds, and then get out, cross the meadow to the obelisk. Bam, 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 bam.
Going AFK here for a sec.
Is there any way we can find out whether it's actually somebody has to lose their life to get the door open?
Perhaps at the obelisk we'll find out if there are translations to be made.
Yep.
I'm kind of hoping we'll have to kidnap somebody. That would be interesting. Never kidnapped anyone before.
That's the whole shtick with the huntsman. Elven bounty hunter.
Yeah. AKA professional kidnapper. Who's never had to kidnap anyone.
No time like the present.
Mm-hmm. Any encounters along the way, like crocodiles or piranha,
You still
jungle
got.
pygmies?
The lower rivers flooded out.
Mm.
Outside of that giant spider that you were going to have the feast on when you were first brought into the area,
Eh,
we really haven't seen any wildlife.
mm.
Heard it in the jungle around you, but haven't seen it.
Yeah. Not even so much as an insect?
No.
Wow. How long does it take us to get there?
Doesn't take you that long to get there.
Mm.
As long as it takes me to scroll down to the encounter.
Mm.
Okay, sorry, back.
So we've reached the Daga, we've reached the obelisk. It didn't take very long for us to get there. And we didn't have any encounters along the way. None. And
Wow.
we've noticed that there's no wildlife, not even insects.
I didn't say that. I said
Wow.
you've heard and seen. You've heard wildlife, but you
We haven't seen any. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's almost like it's a sound recording echoing through the jungle, but there's no monkeys or parrot or, songbirds or wolves, coyotes.
Guess if we had a ranger in the group, he probably would have known that right away. So, does this obelisk look a lot like the one from Space Odyssey 2001?
Let me get the description here.
Yeah, he's trying to scroll down to the correct
I've
part
got it.
in the text.
Buried underneath tall grass and brush, and an ancient obelisk is hidden. The writings on its sides are worn down by time, but they are still legible. The inscriptions are written in the ancient alphabet that you've seen while you're making the trek through the deserts, and within the various ruins during this whole um, adventure.
Can we translate any of it?
Yeah, Ariel, the NPC mage, has been tagging along. Translates it.
Damn, I keep forgetting we have Ariel with us in tow.
And the inscription reads, "The day shall come when men of valor enter this garden and bring with them the great star stones.
Whoa!
This has been foretold by Martek in the times of light. They will place 3 stones in the altar and recite their names. By finally uttering Ray, shall the 1001 doors be opened before them. Then will the test of their courage begin."
But okay, does she have any idea whether place 3 stones in the altar and recite their names? Does that mean the names of the people or the names of the stones or what?
Very obscure.
Stone.
Oh, we know the names of the stones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we have to say Ray. Okay. Let's now that we know what to do, let's take the quick way downriver here. By going back to this pond and riding what's left of the pond down the river or the stream or whatever and back down to the altar. Come on. And quickly getting back to where we were and leaving this horrible, horrible place behind forever.
Yes, please.
And when we get there, I'll put in the ruby, the black sapphire, and a star quartz. And I'll say, star ruby, black sapphire, star quartz, and ray.
Okay, so for the sake of you knowing and reciting, because I'm not going to go looking for the stars and names, you say them. Say that, and yeah, all of a sudden they light up, stay lit. Beams of light emanate from each of the stones, and as all 3 beams join together and hit the center of the double doors, the light spreads along the seams of the doors, and you hear a loud thunk, and the doors silently swing open.
Six-foot thick doors. And we promptly vamoose. Exit stage right.
Nice.
Nice.
Boop, 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 boop. Right up there. Yeah.
Okay, give me
There's nothing like seeing 30-foot wide doors swinging open.
Yeah.
Is this place like a dome that we can see from the exterior?
the yeah the as you the yeah you can tell that the whole garden area, the whole jungle scenario was like encapsulated in a dome.
Kind of like a planetarium at a university or something? Have you guys ever been in one of those planetariums that is like a big dome?
No.
And then on the inside they project onto the from the inside you sit in chairs that lean back and stare up at the dome, and then it projects pictures
Like
of
a
the
star
universe.
field. Yeah,
Star
yeah, yeah.
fields.
Those are cool.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. It surrounds you when you're looking straight up at it.
Haven't done that in years. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I haven't done that since I was a kid, but it's pretty cool.
Yay. Hmm. Strange environments. It looketh as though there were lava or fire down in the pit, but then in the center, ice or water.
Would love to talk about what we see in here. Is this, I mean, is that like pure elemental fire down there? Is it lava?
Hang on 1 second here, and I'll give you some more descriptions. the fire pits seem to be endless. Though there's no heat radiating from the fire pits.
Now, the center of the room, do we have to go up close to see what that is? It looks like a pit with water in it.
Give me 1 second here.
Okay, sorry, stepped away there. What do we see now?
Yeah, so at the sides of this hall, all the sides of this hall are made of glass steel. A blue fire burns fiercely. The hall is 30 feet wide and 100 feet tall. Every 15 feet, a glass steel wall blocks the hall. There is an open door in the center of each wall.
So glass steel will appear as glass to us.
Yep. The fire pits, basically, now all these doors are open.
Is the room hot?
There doesn't seem to be any heat being radiated from the fire pits.
The ceilings are 100 feet tall. That's really tall.
More than enough room for giants to stand up around here and do jumping jacks.
Or somebody like our famous flying priest to fly around.
You keep coming up with these great ideas for me to do. I figured I'd just start off by walking up to the water here, but I've got my ring on and I can start flying whenever.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that's.
Oh well, I'm here. So there's this water. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this water. Is it in a pit or what?
It seems to be a fountain.
Fountain. Hey guys, what do you think about me drinking from the fountain?
Don't do it.
Kind of thirsty.
Oh, come on. We got plenty of water in our water skins.
It could be a boon and make you more powerful.
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. So I touch the water with my finger.
It's chilled.
Cool water.
Water surrounded by flame.
Cool flame and cool water.
Are there any writings on the floor, ceilings, or walls?
Not that you can tell.
So, um, markings on the walls. Dargar, you just asked about.
Right.
We could read, right? Okay, so anything on the ceiling? I can fly up there and take a look if we need.
Somebody cast some junk into the flames.
Cast it into the fire.
Into the fire with it.
Are those quotes from the movie Excalibur from 1984?
No, that I was quoting Lord of the Rings.
Or a quote from the original Conan where he throws the witch into the fire?
I don't know that one.
You haven't seen the original Conan?
Okay, I just don't remember. Yeah, I guess I barely remember that one.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah. Great movie, though. One of my top 10, easily.
Yeah, he meets this witch, he has sex with her, and then he throws her into the fire.
Yeah, because she starts vamping out on him and like scratching his chest and shit. And he goes, what the hell? And then he throws her into her own fire pit. And then he walks out the door and sees her fly away as a demon, like will-o-wisp.
Demon.
And then he goes, Crom,
Yeah,
which is the name of his own god.
that's a classic movie.
Hell yeah. And then from there he meets his first henchman.
Okay, so you're not actually in this area yet. Basically, you're in a hallway.
Outside.
Yeah, each hallway, every 15 feet or so, there is a glass sealed door. These have all opened, and there's like 1,001 of these doors.
Oh damn.
And as you can, so I got you on the wrong end of the map here.
That's a lot of doors.
So you're talking about this hallway that's at the bottom of the map
Yeah,
instead?
that's where you guys are at. Yes.
All right, let's move down there.
Yeah, but first you might want to put our tokens onto the GM layer so that we can't see, and then reset the
I
what's it
didn't
called?
have the lamp lighting on here, so
Oh,
yeah. With my work schedule, I barely have enough time to do anything except set these maps up
mm.
and get things statted out.
Oh, I hear you. DMing takes a lot of time.
Yeah, dynamic lighting does, yeah.
So the hallway ends in at a close golden double doors, 30 feet wide, 100 feet tall. The gold doors have ornately carved glowing runes cut into them. 10-foot wide arched corridors lead off to the east and to the west.
You say 100 feet wide, 100 feet tall
No,
corridors?
just 100 feet tall.
Yeah, the corridor is 100 feet tall. The doors themselves are 30 feet wide by 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Is the handle for the doors at our level or higher up where like 100 foot tall thing could do it?
So as you're approaching this golden door, this said golden double doors, you see that there's runes, glowing runes carved into them. As you approach, you see these runes morph and change and transmute Dargar for you into, they seem to be dwarven runes. Jer, they seem to transform into elven script
I can't read them.
or whatever you can read.
Can't read.
Oh, you can't read.
No.
Okay. So yeah,
I'll
so
tell you what it says.
so so Jer, not Jer, so Casimir, whatever language is easiest for you to comprehend and to read. It so basically the common tongue, it transforms into that. Um, it says my monument to Phoenix, good friend and true, stands watch over the way to the gate of my tomb. Walk that path straight and narrow. Do not waver or falter, and you chance will given to come to my altar.
Walk the straight path. Don't deviate.
Kill the phoenix.
Remember his name so you can summon him later. My monument to Phoenix, good friend and true. Sends watch over the way to the gate of my tomb. Walk that path straight and narrow. Do not waver or falter.
To be given a chance to come to my altar. So you only get the chance to go to his altar.
That means we have to walk over the water in the middle. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's walk over water.
Sure, I'll try anything once. And if need be, I'll fly over.
And I shall use the jump proficiency.
And I shall fall into the water.
Okay, to each his own. Do these doors open?
So let's see what goes on here. So let me take a look here, see which way people are going. Are you gonna go? So the doors do open easily.
And we'll all just walk that straight 10-foot path right through the room, even over the water, like the prophecy said, to the other side. Taking a leap of faith.
That does seem to be the plan, yeah, so let's do it.
Gallivant and Ariel should be directly behind Daga. And we'll all walk 2 by 3. two columns of 3. Side by side, hopefully keeping each other from sinking into water, if that happens.
Yeah, if I see anybody plunge into the water, I'm going to have second thoughts.
Yeah. Hopefully grab them and try to pull them out before they sink, like a stone.
If anyone does start sinking, I will grab them and fly them up and over.
Supposedly, if you're wearing magical armor, you should be able to swim in it unless you would otherwise be, what's it called? Encumbered by it.
Right, makes sense.
But any non-magical armor, and you're pretty much screwed and sink straight to the bottom within seconds. Unless someone's fast enough to grab you, which would be nice, because I have a rather quick dexterity. A decent dexterity.
I don't even know what mine is. Let me check.
Mine's awful.
I'm basically all strength and dexterity and nothing else. This is quite possibly the shittiest character I've ever rolled up, but I still love playing him because his abilities aren't based on his stats so much as his level. So that's the cool thing about thieves.
Mine's 13. I'm actually respectably dexterous.
Mine's 9, and that's not my lowest stat.
I didn't actually roll Dargar. I chose him from one of the NPCs that Mark was already playing.
Yeah, pre-gens.
Yeah, a long while back. There was a few NPCs in the party at the time, right? Like,
Well, Ariel's been with us a long time.
Yeah. Fatima's been
There
with
was-
us since we entered the desert, pretty much.
Because
there was Dargar, another dwarf, and then Ragmus. So I know I had a pick of two dwarf NPCs that were in the party. God, how long ago was that? It seems like a long time ago.
More than 4 months, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking maybe almost 7 or 8 months ago.
Yeah, I think we've been doing this desert module since, like, right after COVID started. Right after the quarantine started. Back in, March or whatever it was.
Seems like a long time ago.
Well, it's a big adventure. We've been to, what, like, half a dozen maps, more or more. Since then,
True. Yeah.
we've been through 6
At
dungeons.
least half a dozen, yeah.
Yeah, 6. We've been through 6 dungeons, and then several little like mini map dungeon things, like the the Garden of the Lost that we just went through. Several planned encounters in the desert as well. A pretty big module. But Obelix.
Are you guys Asterix fans? Did you read that comic?
Yeah, I've got that in a book here.
Asterisk.
Now,
It was always around when I was a kid, but it was always in French.
Oh,
French cartoon.
I've gotten in English translation of it.
I'm not familiar with it, but it looks like possibly Hanna-Barbera.
No,
Mm.
it's a French or Belgian cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah,
Written a long time ago, 60s, 70s.
Okay, that was before I was alive.
if you guys like comics, there's a cool one called Elf, and it's a Kickstarter. And if you search for it, you can get some demos of the guy that draws it. It's pretty good.
Speaking of animation and stuff like that, on Netflix, just yesterday I found a really cool series about Greek mythology. I can't remember the name of it though. I'll find it here.
Do you ever see that that Netflix? What is it called? Something about the robot. And it's all animation shorts. Can't remember now. It's all animated cartoons, but they're rated R.
This one's called Blood of Zeus. Pretty cool. I watched the first 2 episodes last night.
My old dog's name was Zeus.
But it's a Netflix original anime.
Neat.
So
Oh, they're doing their own, they're actually funding anime now, are they?
Yeah, there are a few Netflix original animes now, and they are American animes. So, and this particular one has a lot of like Greek American names associated with it, which is I've never seen that before in anime or animation at all. Like a lot of Greek people worked on this show.
Yeah, they're normally Japanese, right?
Yeah, yeah. But this one happens to be because Netflix is East Coast, and there are a lot of Greek people that settled on the East Coast. But it's an adult animated television series made in America by Powerhouse Animation Studios. October 27th, 2020. So just a few days ago. Pretty awesome so far, gotta say.
Pretty fresh anime.
Yeah. And it's all American.
So now to the actual description of that larger room that you're in now.
All right.
Light and flame fill the octagonal room ahead. Polished black glass steel reflects the flames into seeming eternity. Jets of fire soar 100 feet above you into the domed ceiling from 4 deep pits. There are golden double doors in the center of the opposite wall, 110 feet away, with 2 single golden at either end of the wall. There are similar door arrangements at each of the side walls. The short diagonal walls have no doors. The pits are shaped to form a platform in front of each set of doors. Pathways lead from each of these to the center of the room, where there is a 30-foot diameter platform with a 10-foot diameter blue crystal disc in the center.
Ah.
A pathway next to the walls connect the outer platforms. Hanging from the ceiling is a black frame that sits like a tent over the central platform. A stately iron phoenix sits on the frame.
A stately what sits on the frame, please?
Iron phoenix.
Iron Phoenix.
How big is that Iron Phoenix?
Probably as big as
Size
the
of the
frame.
iron phoenix. Ah, okay.
Would it be man size?
Exactly larger than man-sized.
Like a large
Yeah.
bird?
Yeah, it's about the size of a normal phoenix. Quite big.
Guys, I don't like the looks of that Iron Phoenix.
You think it's a trap designed to fall on anyone who stands on the disc?
I think it might start flapping its wings and burning some people's temples.
Well, the translation did say to walk the path straight and narrow, do not waver or falter. Maybe we have to pass underneath it in order to pass the test. That's my vote. I can't force anyone to bend to my will.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good friend and true stands over the way to the gate of my tomb. Walk the path straight and narrow, do not waver or falter. And your chance will be given to come to my altar. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is.
Leap away. Let's do it. I will step forward slowly.
With
As
that,
will I.
as you get within about 10 feet into the chamber, the bird, the phoenix, does activate and starts to fly towards you.
Ooh.
As you progress along, it goes
It's
to
beautiful.
attack you with its talons, but misses.
I'll keep walking forward.
Okay. And
I-
again, every 10 feet or so as you go along this path, the phoenix goes to swoop at one of you and misses.
I choose to disbelieve.
You need this saving throw with the -2, I believe that entails.
Uh,
I think it's going to keep on looking like it's going to attack us and deliberately missing.
uh-oh.
Okay, sorry, back. I don't think I even said I was leaving, did I?
No.
Guess I missed it. So the Phoenix is attacking the group because we walked forward. But
Damn it,
it's doing swooping attacks and missing every time.
All right, I'm rolling initiative.
And I just
I'm gonna-
chose to disbelieve but failed my saving throw.
I'm just going to keep walking.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, unless told otherwise.
Just can't really attack it if it's flying without a missile weapon.
Or spells.
After the Casimir, after the third
I
system
don't-
by the Phoenix, it does seem to be intentionally missing as long as you're walking this path.
He's there just to scare us.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So it's dive bombing from overhead and it's not shooting any flames or anything at anyone?
Exactly.
Dargar will continue to walk, seeing that Jer and Casimir are continuing to walk too and not being affected by the attacks.
I'll keep walking until we get to this center round area.
Okay. You do, and the bird goes back up to the frame. And with that, we will leave off for the week.
Okay.
Wow, it is 10 o'clock already. That session went by really quick.
This is a good point. Something big's going to happen soon.
And we're all pretty much full health, full spells, so we're ready.
Yep.
If there's anything that we can be ready for.
Okay. Like we're walking through. Anyone take damage yet?
Nope.
Nice. There's a leap of faith. And we continue walking?
Um,
I think we're wrapping it up here.
yeah, Casimir made it to the central location. The Phoenix, again, like I said, after you realize that as long as you're on the path, um, the Phoenix is coming close, but intentionally missing.
So it's a test of will.
Yeah, seems like it. Okay, so right back here next week, right?
Okay.
Thanks, Mark. I'm out of here. See you next week.
Thanks, Mark. Good session, guys.
Yeah, good session. Thanks for DMing, Mark.
You're welcome, guys.
See you next week.
Next week.
Have a good night and a good week, everybody.
All right, you too. And for viewers, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you like who we are and like what we do, I encourage you to explore our links to Patreon and PayPal. The PayPal is for one-time small donations, and the Patreon is for monthly pledges. Any pledge level you like, you can customize your pledge level, and if you pledge $10 or higher, you are entitled to a player character slot in my home campaign, the Orb of Salanad Hex. And again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.